Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Local Pundit.
If it comes in,
And,
what a goal!
oh no! Oh no! Celebrate! Are you kidding?
The Reds are still top of the league.
And on it, game us!
Surely it's the winner.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Local Pundit, and we are in the playoffs, baby. Yeah, not Wrexham, but we're in the playoffs. Sorry, I'm trying to do it a different way. I want to know how it's working. We are here. It seems like we're up and running. Can you hear me now? Game's about to kick off. Playoffs. Hull City versus Millwall. First leg. It is the shadow boxing leg of this one of two. Yeah, I don't know who's actually going to go for it. So excited to do this with all of you. If you're coming in, smash the like on the video, subscribe to the Local Pundit. You know all the fun stuff people are filing in. I am doing this a different way, so let me know how is everything's working out. Can you hear me? And I'm just going to try to get this up here. There we go. There we go. This would have been Wrexham right now playing Millwall. That's what would happen right here. How's everyone doing? I'm actually going for Millwall tonight. The teams are in the tunnel. Teams are teaming. Everyone's filing in. Yep, I got to go for Millwall. I cannot root for them, McBurney, unless we had McBurney on our team. How old is McBurney? He's 29. God, we should have got him. Anyways, how's everyone doing? It's Friday. Yep, thank football. It's Friday, and the playoffs are here. Wrexham are not in it, but this is the start of it right now. Teams are about to come out, and I'm just trying to sync up as best you can. How's everyone doing? Who are we rooting for here? Who are we rooting for here? All right, loud and clear. Stoner Combat Vets here. Karen's in the house. How are you? There it is. What's up? What's up? What's up? And Lionel's here. Mike's here. Steve's here. Stoner's here. Josh Anthony Deborah. I heard she had a very nice. Oh, Jesus Christ. Steve's already in. I missed all of you. John's in the house. I don't know who John's rooting for. He said, come on, Hull. There you go. I don't know why. Haps is in the house. Changed his thumbnail, but teams are coming out now too. I got to go for Millwall. I do. Just going to have to do it. He's going for hate McBurney. I actually think about it. He's 29 years old. If Hull City go up and they're going to get rid of him, I'd take him. But the best player on the pitch is Aziz. And, Millwall, Hull, rightfully so, should be there. They were the best of the top six, I would say, probably all season. Not as good as, obviously, the Ipswich Town, or not as good as Ipswich Town, or Coventry City. But anyways, the lineups are lining. Home team is Hull City at the MKM Stadium, whatever the hell that means. It's Pander in goal, Coyle, Egan, Hughes, Gilles. This is Hull City. Crooks, Slater, Balamumi, Gelhart, Millar, and McBurney are there. And on the other side of things, Millwall coming in hot with looks like a 4-2-3-1. They're both playing 4-2-3-1. So it's Patterson goal, Sturge, Cooper, Karma, Leonard, Matsui, Sacco, Denore, Bayo, Najile, Aziz, and Coburn, who is an absolute player. I don't know if it roots for a 0-0, Aaron. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, Aaron. I'm now doing it a little bit differently. So if you needed to pop in and say hello, and do that. I can't root for Dirty Millwall. I am too. I call them the thugs of the league. But I just, Hull City getting in and we didn't get there. I got to go with Hull. I know it's not exact science, but I got to do it. Teams are lining up here too. It is the playoffs. It's so exciting. This is probably, where you want to be, but also don't want to be at the same time. I wish Wrexham were here. Birmingham City on the other side of things. I'm sure John wishes to hear it next year. Hopefully we get through this. So there's not a lot going on in Wrexham news, but we will cover that also too during halftime show. But get ready. This is going to be a banger. This is absolutely going to be a banger. My hubby welts Millwall because they're number 3 in the league. Okay. All right. And the loving for Millwall here is quite worrying. I don't think anyone loves Millwall, dude. I just don't like Hull. And they took our spot. So I got to root for somebody. Hi, Josh. A goal kick for my country. Daniel Peretz is his name. It's going to play tomorrow versus Middlesbrough. Oh, nice. Very nice, Laird. Very nice, Laird. I will not be watching that because it's at 4 o'clock in the morning. And if it was at 4 o'clock in the morning, I probably would do it. But anyways, the team's about to get out there. Everyone's fired up. Hope we're fired up too. It is a Friday football day. So sync up as best you can. This is how we do it here until we have our own local pundit network, which you never know. Anything can happen. This is how we're going to do it. Teams are standing over. Millwall's going to get us started. So sync up as best you can. Standing over the ball. And game is on. Game is on. Here we go. The MKM Stadium, Hull City versus Millwall. First leg of 2 in the playoffs at Hull City. There we go. There we go. So sync up. I think I'm pretty good. Millwall are going right to left on your screen in a all-white kit with a blue strip, and Hull yellow top, black shorts, yellow bottom, or gold or whatever, kind of. And it looks like a long ball throw in here. Immediately, it's going to go out for a corner. I'm going to turn the air on. 1 second. There we go. Corner kick. Millwall, 4th-minute corner kick. That one's low. Get in there. Ooh, dealt with by McBurney. McBurney does have Parkinson all over him, doesn't he? Nice roll out there, too. We're going to put this back in. Here comes Millwall. Step over, ball back in the box. Danger. Ooh, keeper came out for it. Nice work. Nice work. What's up, Esteban? Yeah, absolutely love to. We still work 12-hour shifts all week, and I get to work tomorrow, too. That sucks balls. That sucks balls. Here you go, Hull City. Head up. Here they come, left side. Below me. Cross, chops it back. Chops it right again. No. Oh, he did him. Oh, how do you miss that, baby? What feet by that young man with the dirt stash. Cream-colored kit. All right, now we're getting technical, Esteban. Jesus. Oh, shot back. Nice. Oh, how does he miss that? Good save by the keeper. Look at these feet. See, we don't have a player like this in our side. I mean, maybe Broadhead, but we didn't play him enough. Playoff football. Here we go. Fantastic start, both sides. Oh. That guy's a big unit. I don't think anyone's going to go for it. Coburn's a big unit. How big is he? He's 23 years old. I like this kid, too. He's got something about him. I just want to see a good game. I technically don't really give a shit. I'm not rooting for anybody, That's 2 slippages there, too. Look at that. Nice. Tails are up. Nice. Oh, bad passing there. You blame Norwich for finishing 7th. No, I blame Wrexham for that. Don't blame Norwich. Blame Wrexham. We cocked it up at the end. We totally did. The crowd is crowding, too. Long ball throw in Hull City. Trying to find some space here. Good feet. The big guy at the back there is huge. Good lettuce on him, too. I think he's Australian. Number 5 back there. Cooper, he's a big-ass unit. Cooper, he's 31. He's a big boy. Big boy. And they have the rugby lines in there because Hull KR, is that it? Hull KR is the rugby team? If I'm not making that up. Nice start. Oh, wow. Good feet by this. Look at it open there. He's got Coburn. Offside. Oh, no foul there by the ref. Late call. Give it a little thought. There you go. These teams are athletic and good. There we go. Oh, here we go. Wow. It's been, we've been, off on, try not to, every day, try not to do, but there's no information coming through unless we're going to sit down and talk. Trying to keep it a little bit lighter this summer, but we'll be here all the time. Free kick for Hull. Sorry, for Millwall, Hull City deal with it. John Merrill says, I don't like McBurney either, but as far as football fans, everyone hates Millwall, other than Millwall fans. It's an unwritten rule for English football. I understand that 100% too. 100% I agree. I just, you know, the Hull thing, I'm just not going to do it. They took our spot. Not going to do it. No, the away goals do not count as two. That used to be a thing for international. Sorry, for I don't know if they had it in the championship. Someone can correct me on that. I'm sure they will. I don't know if they had it in the championship, but they definitely had it for the Champions League, which they did that because all the Italian teams. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know John's in the house. The Italian teams used to just get a goal up and just literally not do anything for 2 games, like basically a game and a half. So they got rid of it. You're very welcome, Karen. But this is the feeling out game. Oh, nice elbow back there too. You know, I tend to think that the second legs of these obviously is more energetic and fun. But, you know, here you go, John. Hull didn't take your spot. You gave your spot away. Away goals removed in the playoffs from the 1990s, I want to say. No, not in the Champions League, I don't think. But maybe in here. Maybe in here. I could be wrong too. I know why they got rid of him. I think that's correct. I know they will never say it, but it was because of the Italian teams. The old, was it the late 90s, early 2000s? I can't. No, because I remember watching Champions League games, away goals, and it never made sense to me because then we went to added extra time, right? And the second leg of it, you know, that's like added extra. I thought they should have adjusted it there. You know, the J League, the crowds in there are incredible. I've been awarded. Oh, nice. Long ball throw in, Millwall in the box, headed away, hacked away. Tell me McBurney doesn't have Parkinson written all over him. Tell me he doesn't do it. Late 90s for the playoffs. Champions League wasn't that long ago. Yeah, I think it was like mid 2000s, I would say. 2010, something like that. That's not that. I mean, it's 15 years, but 16 years. But yeah, something along those lines. That's like good goalkeeper kit there on Patterson. So far, I don't, if they're just starting it out. He has Chris Wilder written all over him. He's got Phil all over him. For me. Head tennis happening now. Sheesh. Stadium looks good. It seems like the pack. I think they traveled 2,000 Millwall supporters out of London. I'm not sure where Hull is. Is Hull just north? I think it's almost by Birmingham City. A little bit of cheeky smile by Gilles. Gotta slow this one down. Look at a packed line there. Hull have. The Champions League was only 2 to 3 years ago. I think they got rid of the away goals. It's something close to that. Something close to that. Hull is in Yorkshire. Oh, it's near my brother. I don't know. It might have been Habs. I think it's probably only 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah. I heard you. I don't know what that means. I heard you got caught in the bushes. I don't know what that means, Snake Amore. Doesn't want to pop the balloon. Look at that. Look. And then it came right back. What? That balloon's going to be right back on the pitch right now. Look at the lettuce at number 5, Cooper, sorry. What's up, dude? How you doing, Ted? Everyone's watching the game, abated. Steve Barton, $5 super chat. I don't like either of these teams. I hope they both lose. I mean, technically, he's 100% correct. We don't like either of these teams. We don't like either of these teams. And I wish they both would lose. But that ship has sailed, Steve. That ship has sailed. McBurney pressure our back line here. Pings long. That Coburn kid is huge. Nice job. Oh. That's a proper crowd. I mean, yeah. Wait till the race course has all 4 grounds. I mean, unbelievable. No Emily here. I like Millwall. They're a fun little team, and their fans are all right. Uh-oh, Habs is going all in. Last time Millwall got to the playoffs at this level, it didn't end well for them. I have a sneaky suspicion it's going to be Millwall this season going up. I just have a feeling. I know that Southampton have crushed it the last God knows how long, 3 months now? But that doesn't equate to essentially these playoff games are one-offs. Anything can happen. And so I just have a feeling it's going to be Millwall. I don't know why. I could be totally wrong. Should be us playing, Ryan. We cocked it up, dude. Sorry to say. We cocked it up a couple times. It could have been, should have been. But the fact of the matter is we had one or two results when we were playing Hull City. We could have done some damage, and we cocked it up ourselves. I think we only have ourselves to blame, and that's I'm very proud of the season, very happy with what we did, but we cocked it up ourselves. We shot ourselves in the foot a few times. At least I can sleep well knowing one of them lost, one of them's going to lose. Yes, they used to have a really bad rap because I think they had a lot of ultras. That's right. Tommy, what's up? Nothing really happened in the game here. I'd love to see West Ham come down, and us having Millwall versus West Ham and the entire UK police force would be needed for that one. Oh, my God. What is it, Green Street Hooligans? Is it Green Street Hooligans, John? Yeah. I think it is Green Street Hooligans. But that was Manchester. I mean, some of the 90s, danger here, danger shot. Yeah, I didn't get it. They didn't used to. It's still the same with them. Is it? John, if you're about, you can pop in. I fixed it. Well, I was planning on going to the one that was going to be in the playoffs, but we didn't get there. So that was the plan. I don't know. But I'll get there. Laird is asking everyone 9 times in the chat again. Someone answer him. Someone answer him. Spam in there. I think it's at 4:30 in the morning. I will not be watching it. I won't be watching it live with all of you. I'll be watching it live, but not with all of you. Go to the New York match. Plans are I'm supposed to go down to Florida, but plans are I'm going to go to Florida. I might be shooting a TV show though. That's up in the air. Oh, danger here! Danger! Oh, I'm just messing with you, Laird. I know you do have 2. That's a good time for you. 2 o'clock's good. I don't know if it's AM or PM. It's PM. Yep, Tampa. That's right. That is right. Ultras aren't really a thing in English football, or really Crystal Palace have ultras. I think, well, not called. I mean, they weren't called ultras. I mean, hooligans. It's the hooligan era. Oh, yeah. What can someone fill me in on what's going on with Southampton? And if it is proven that they were doing that, what is the penalty? Josh, I'll be in Vegas from October 7th to 11th for Metallica. Up for a vacation. That is over my birthday weekend, Steve. October 10th is my birthday. October 10th is my birthday. Firms. That's right. Firms. Yeah. Green Street Hooligans. So what is the complaint for Southampton? Does anyone have it? So that's a yes. It might be a yes. It might be a yes. It might be a yes. I don't, it might be a yes, Steve. Are we selling homes out there? What are we doing? That guy was. Yeah, Spygate and no penalty. Bielsa did the same at Leeds. Just not the thing to do. What? I mean, it's kind of too late now. They're not going to be like, oh, well, Southampton are going to get deducted points. It's over. I mean, the PMLA, the FA is fucking horrible. They're, in my opinion. So I don't know what they'll do. Danger, McBurney! Yes. McBurney's going to score tonight. I know it. Balumi! Nice catch there. Nice catching practice. God, McBurney looks like a goddamn Klopak, doesn't he? From the Burbs. Looks like a Klopak. Balumi's, wow. That's a good ball in. Danger. And that's McBurney just tried to nick it. I don't think he was trying to go for goal. He tried to put that through. This kid's lively. Number 10. What's his deal? Balumi. 23 years old, Algerian. Whew, his touch map is already crazy. That's a long ball in. Danger down in the box, Aziz. God, I watch these teams, and they're just so much more energetic than we were. Unfortunately. Steve's showing a home tonight. He's going to miss the end of this match. This is only the first leg of it, and they were supposedly spying on Burrow. Did they win that game? Did they beat Burrow? And is there proof? And I want to know what the ramifications would be, if any. Danger. Oh, he fell. Wow. That ball's in. Get rid of it. Wow. This game's picked up a little bit here. Sorry, it just works working. Wow. Well, I mean, it's all picked up. They're Southampton didn't spine Wrexham. Phil Parkinson is very predictable. Oh, Jesus, my bad. Called the wrong team. And the crowd sounds like an ocean. Yeah, it's pretty aggressive there. Watch it, watch it, watch it. Ooh, just slipped up a little bit there too. Cooper, big lettuce on him. We can't make it 5 out of best. Yeah. 20 minutes in on the clock. Oh. It's really enjoyable. I mean, both teams are playing, you know. Oh. Gilhard is a good player, I think. I like him too, Esteban. He looks like a good player there. Oh. Balumi, nice job. Challenge there. Watch it. Watch it. Coburn. Big unit on him. Hey, Marie, how are you? That ball's dangerous there. Go on. Oh, in the box. Shot. Ooh, deflect. It's going to be a corner. Aziz is good. Corner, Millwall. Yeah, it is nice to watch him not care. Oh. Here they come. Ooh, Leonard just gets one tucked with it. The team, I mean, no players to do all the stagger due to TV. Yeah, so it's like today, tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. Is that correct? I think it's today, tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. I think that's right. So, yeah, it's good. I mean, this is what you want. I wish Wrexham were involved, but what are you going to do? Oh, corner, not happening. So you want Gilhard to play for Wrexham? Is that what you're saying? Who's that? That guy's pretty good too, isn't he? The whole team. Didn't Krama score against us? He's French, 24 years old. Come on, Millwall. League 1 and League 2 will start Sunday, I'd imagine. Come on, long ball in. Get down. Get rid of it. Let's see. Oh, in there. Handball. Oh, that's going to be hit. Can someone hit that? Oh, man. They're really going for it here. Sorry, I'm doing like 3 things at once here. Laird says his stream crashed. Have you been linked with Gelhardt for some time? I don't know. I mean, he's a good player. He's young. I think he's 22, 23 years old. He's 24 years old. He's a good player. Aziz. That's probably why they kept playing on this season. Aziz was a really good player here. Sturge. Ballard. Danger. Oh, just missed it as I say that. Wow. Oh, he just missed that. He would have had that. Does Gelhardt? I don't know who Gelhardt's home team is. If he's on loan, I'm not sure. Long ball throw in here for Millwall. Millwall been all over Hull the last couple of minutes here. Touch. Oh, Aziz again. That's still in the box. Watch the overhead kick. Peeker comes out, takes care of that. Leeds, if he's on loan. Maybe that's right. That sounds right. And Leeds are going to stay up, so they're not going to keep him. Bang, kicks up with the if you notice, a couple of the guys have been slipping a lot. Coburn just had one back, didn't get there. Oh, dive. Wants that one. Leonard, forward. Oh. Look at all the space out there. There's a lot of space out there on this pitch. It looks huge. I don't know how big that stadium. I mean, they're all kind of the same, but that pitch looks big. Lumi, Crux. Well, get there. Oh, why did you pull out of that challenge? Oh, that was weird. They're just quick and athletic. You can see that they're kind of on both teams playing outfield. Nice catch by the keeper there. Little catching practice. How do we both finish through these teams? I don't know but to be fair, the table never lies, John. The table never lies, and I say that, and you know this just as well as I do. These two teams were up there the whole season. So things fall, one ball goes one way, it came down to the wire, basically. I mean, that's a nice ball there into McBurney. Through ball, let's go through. '40th year of the playoffs. That's cool. That's pretty cool. So that happened, what? 1986? Yeah, 1986, the playoffs started. And then next year, remember, we're going to 8. Next year, we go to 8. Oh, frustrated manager there. So remember, this is a two-legged affair. So, this is basically just halftime. We're 28 minutes in. The crowd is going crazy. Consistency is also, I agree with that also too. But at the same time, I think the injuries definitely come into play for sure. For sure. McBurney not liking that one. Where did they get McBurney from? Do we know? I mean, I could find out in 2 seconds, right? Oh, Sheffield United. Sheffield United. Coburn. I mean, listen, I know he's 29 years old. I mean, for the championship, that's not too bad, but, he's got something about him. Kakachi had a podcast saying the speed of the championship league may have contributed to his injuries. That's what podcast? Okay, I don't know. What, probably on FID or something, but like that's terrifying. He's okay. No, they got him from whatchamacallit. He's a Klopek. He's a Klopek. Handball. Really no offense in the last 10 minutes or so. Cooper nails that one back. Keeper collects that one. Yeah. Look at the space out there. I actually like the 4-2-3-1. I think it's a good system. I think Phil should have went to that at some point. Oh, nice feet. Cooper, nice job there too. Big unit him too, again. The Spanish fella got relegated, so they got him on a free. I mean, it's a good pickup. Yeah, Parky ball. Listen, 4-2-3-1 might not be bad instead of the 5-3-2-1, but we got to have the clientele, not the players to do that. This might have 0-0 all over it, John. I think you said it at the start of the meeting. Unless it's here comes deflected goal, corner. Yeah, this might be a lot of huff puff. Jeez. Just, a lot of different attacks here, if you notice. Rosie Hughes has not been retained by Wrexham women. That's interesting. Wow. But corner. Is that, I know the women's came out today. Foul. The retained list for the men is not out. Yeah, just reading that right now. For Wrexham women confirmed to retain lift after a great season. Hughes is not on it. 100 goals. Huh. Interesting. She's been a little bit controversial, I would say. I don't want to, put words in, but maybe I don't know if that came in. She's a good player. She's a good player. I don't know how old she is either, but that doesn't. All the way back to the Hall keeper. And here we go. It wasn't the speed. Kakachi said it was the relentless end-to-end nature of the championship. We described that as basketball. Basically, you win by seeing who's the most fittest. I don't like that answer, dude. I don't like that answer at all. And that doesn't give me confidence of what he's going to be able to do next season. So he's a guy who never had injuries as a player and then picked up a shit ton of injuries during the season, first season of the championship. That doesn't help out. Uh-oh, danger, McBurney. Good pass. Nice positioning there from the defender. Watch out. That's a through. Can he keep it in? He does. Oh, picked the wrong pass. Should have pulled that back in McBurney there. Yep, we did win. Will they pump some money in it? Probably. Welcome to the championship. Welcome to football. So, I mean, he should have pulled that back. He should have flipped that one up to McBurney. McBurney would have had a free hit at it. Long ball. Leonard, can he collect that when he does? Nice ball movement there. Leonard, got it blocked. Throw in. Give me a long ball throw in. That hurt. Crooks hurt that one. I called BS on the Kakachi reasoning. You think it's Kakachi being full of shit, Steve? Or what do you elaborate on that? I'd love to hear a little bit more. What do you think? Oof. I'd love to hear what you think a little more about that. And I don't know the exact quote, and I can't comment myself, only on the fact that, you're in a league. You played in the top league Serie A in Italy. The championship is a tough league, but still, you got to be able to cope. Millwall taking their time. Leonard, that ball's in the box. That's dangerous. Danger! Bad shot. Jesus. Got to do better. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's worrying that he came out and said that to think about he's our starting left wing back next season. I don't like that. You have to remember, Serie A, more tactical, slower pace, opposed to a full throttle nature of English football. You probably didn't adapt properly. I don't think that Wrexham play full throttle football. So I agree with you on the talk about what the Italian league is, but the Italian league is not like what it used to be about sit back and absorb pressure. I mean, I watch the league a lot, but to be fair, Wrexham don't play free-flowing football. Now, I know he was a wing back or a left wing back, but that worries me. Maybe two things could be true. Yeah, there you go. I mean, Esteban just put it in there too. Get your stuff together and figure it out. This game is a snooze. I know there's not much going on. Oh, John, if you're about, you can come say hi. I figured out how to do it. I think I did. Maybe I didn't. I have to figure something out. If Kakachi really said that, I can't believe being in the championship was too taxing. They don't play that fast. And yes, troubling comment. It is. It is. I don't honestly see much difference quality in these teams from our team. I see different. I see a little bit difference. Here's my take on it. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just kidding around. I'm happy you guys are here. I see the difference of these teams have a little bit more fluid. They're a little bit more fluid in their attack. And there's a little more athleticism on the pitch. It's a little bit more wide open. I think to Phil's credit, I think he knows that if we get this wide open, we will get carved open. So that's why he has the handbrake on a little bit more than he possibly should. There is more energy on the pitch. They're younger players. They're a little bit more athletic. So it's a different style of football. So cover. Oh, Hughes with a good block. Millwall gets a corner there. Yeah, like that right there, taking the ball down. It's just different style. It's fine. It is what it is. We got to where we got seventh. At the end of the day, that's where we Wrexham shit the bed in a couple games pretty bad. We had a great season, but we did shit the bed. We just weren't right there. Just right, fine margins. You don't drop a point here, don't drop a point there. All to play for. I mean, I picked us to go up to the playoffs. Didn't happen. Serie A has been pretty good. Roma pushing past Como. So I know. Thanks, Dino. I like my Como team. As you know, right there. That is Lake Como. Finger Lakes. Nikki D says, I think everyone was pretty much loved Rosie even after the incident. I don't think she is at the level we want to be at. We'll probably bring in more Katie Barker-style strikers, so we'll need the space. Hab says, the Serie A, I watch Serie A as well. It's slower overall in the expectation of the top teams, except for the top teams. I mean, that's a top tier footballer coming down to a lower tier. And he's saying that the fast pace of the league got him and his injuries. I don't like that. If you played 35 games, pressure fast situation, maybe, but he was barely on the pitch. Dude, how many minutes do you think he actually played? Libby Kakache played an embarrassingly amount of non-minutes this year, and I like him. He played 722 minutes. He started 8 matches and played in 12. That is not good. That is not good. I don't know how to make it work that we're both on camera at the same time. Let me just try something out real quick. Oh, I know how to do it. Hold on, John. Don't know. Let me see. Oh, hold on, John. I'm trying to figure this out on the fly here. Patty did this last time. Was it 2-spot? Touching buttons all day. I could figure it out, I guess, John. Player down for Millwall. It's true the championship is basically the hardest Serie B equivalent in Europe, if not the world. Stars and Taros. And sounds like we need at least 2 more wingbacks. This guy's down 42 minutes. McBurney's looks like he, white pooed himself. Snake says he's still positive on Kakache. Also, yeah, as he understands his body better. Give him another year. I think you have to give him another year. You have to. I could try to push buttons, John. Try to push buttons. I don't know. Let me see. League table 2, league table. That's not it. I think custom layout. Let me figure it out. I think I can figure it out, John. I can do this. I can do this, John. Yes. Yes. John, I can do this. Oh, my God. John, I can do this. Look what I did. Ish. Don't ever. Look at that, John. Whoa. Look at that, John. Don't say I didn't do stuff. I don't know where that layout went, though. I'll try to send you the link. Let me send you a link, John. Actually, I'm just going to put it in the chat. How many minutes? I'll just stay over here until you come in. We're going to add a time. 1 minute at a time. Sorry, I'm doing two things at once here. Look at that. John said, sorry, Steve Barton, what's up, dude? We should sign Stansfield so he has a real chance of promotion to the Premier League. Oh, shots fired, bro. Shots fired. Shots are so fired. I figured out a thing. That's halftime. 45 minutes halftime, that's it. Kind of a boring first half. But started out okay. Steve with the $5 super chat. Thank you very much. That's awesome, dude. And Stansfield, he's still, there you go. Let me see here. Thank you very much. John is scared. 0-0 halftime. Any shots on target? I'll get you that joke. Sorry, I'm holding the position for John. That's what's happening here. Holding position for John. Do you think we'll still be good for that Hogwarts guy? I think we're going to have a whole new bag. I have no idea what we're going to do. No clue. I'm a little concerned that how do I say this without sounding like a total ass? I'm a little concerned about what we're going to do. Ooh. I'm a little concerned what we're going to do this summer. To be honest with you. What do you think about the summer? I think the summer transfer window needs to not be what we did in the January transfer window. I think that was really piss poor. In hindsight, yes, it's hindsight. I agree with that. That's fine. But I think we need to figure out a way to get players in that are going to basically get us promoted. Whatever that looks like, I don't know. But I believe that we have to go out and we have to go and I'd spend another 30 to 40 million pounds. John's in there. There he is. I'd spend another 30 to 40 million pounds. Let's see if this works, John. Oh, yeah. No, shit. Hold on. Nope.
Ooh.
Nope. 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 Ah!
Sort of.
Right?
Yeah, it'll do.
Oh, there's more. Hold on. No. There it is.
It's like an out-of-body experience, that. I didn't feel a thing.
Right? Never happened. It never happened. What's up, buddy?
Are you enjoying this game?
No, it's crap.
It's crap, isn't it? Yeah.
I knew I was very reluctant to do the first legs of these. But if I'm being honest, sorry, I'm trying to fix something here. I was like, oh, it's Friday, we'll do something, but I'm very reluctant to do these. You know,
It's a real pity they're not the other way round, because you got a feeling Southampton Middlesbrough will be a far better game, even though it's the first leg.
yep. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not fun. It's not funny. It's not fun. There we go. There, I fixed it. Look at you. Look at
You
that.
push buttons and you succeeded.
I know. Look at that. I think that's pretty good. I don't know if it's good or it's amazing, but we got us both in here, and I figured it out on my own, my friend. On my own.
You didn't need any assistance.
I'm basically like, you know the song Robin? I did on my own, all my own. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. You know the song. You know Robin. Hold on, let me get the super chat in. As a team sponsored by United Airlines, how the hell do we lose the playoffs position to a team sponsored by Kuwait? You have that?
No.
Caradine?
Caradon?
Didn't he kill himself? Remember the is that Caradine? Caradine? I think is that what he's saying?
I had no idea. I must admit, I didn't even know they were a sponsor.
I don't think they even knew their sponsor.
No.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm glad it's Friday and the working week is done for me.
Yep. How was it?
Tiring. I won't lie. It's been a week for me, shall we say? But I might have sold my old house, so positive week. So
look at you. Well done, my friend. Well done.
I'm just waiting for all the money to appear in my bank balance. So.
Oh, it's in mine. It's right here.
Oh, is it? That's where it went. Damn it!
I got it. If
well,
you didn't know, I had.
You have got to pay for those. How many? I don't know. Was it $40 milkshakes or something daft like that?
It was like $36, dude. Yeah.
Madness.
It's insane. Welcome to Los Angeles. Fucking shithole. Yeah, this is this has no all over it.
Yeah, because I think somebody said before, I listened to it earlier, both sides are very good away from home, aren't they? So somebody was saying if it was to end 0-0 in the first leg, which would sound a bit daft, but Hull probably would be the happier team because obviously they're better away from home. So, but it's early, isn't it? I mean, I think they said on the commentary, it's quarter of the game gone or quarter of the tie gone.
Yeah, you gotta. What? I have no idea what that is. Bobby Dazzler? I don't know what that means.
Bobby Dazzler. It's Cockney rhyming slang.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, listen. Are you going to watch the other game tomorrow morning?
Yeah, well, yeah, I will do because it's 12:30 for me. So, nice time in the day before I go and do some jobs in the afternoon.
Oh, do you have honeydews?
No, stripping wallpaper in the house, mate. Very boring jobs.
Okay, fair enough. Did you have your season end bullshit, right? I mean, we I don't know what to say, man. I'm trying not to. I keep it. You know, they're like, we lost it. Like, oh, we did shoot ourselves in the foot. You guys were out of it a couple weeks ago, but you know, I mean, if I'm being honest, these teams are far more athletic than we are. They're far more adventurous than we are. We're in a grindhouse, and that's the way we're going to supposedly get through. But I don't know if that transforms into getting into the playoffs. Sorry, getting into the Premier League. You know,
it's tough because history shows that the teams that are successful in doing that are not many. You know, Luton were probably the last ones that were successful in doing it, but again, they had to have a lot of stuff go their way. So I think it was one of those seasons where quite a few, you know, 2 of the 3 parachute teams didn't really perform, so they got into the playoffs, and of course they played Coventry in the final, didn't they? And they won on penalties, I think it was. So, you know, bit of luck about it. Yeah, it's like I said earlier, it's consistency at this level, but the problem is to be consistent, you've got to win a lot of games, and playing that grind football, you can draw a lot of games instead of winning a lot of games quite easily. The line is, fine margins.
Yeah, fine margins. But to your point, like even like the teams that are going to go down, it's going to be Burnley. But
yeah, Wolves, Burnley, and
Wolves,
Watford.
and either West Ham or Spurs, and they'll have a shit ton of money. If Spurs or West Ham come down, they'll go right back up. It's just going to happen. The money, what they can spend, they'll lose some players, and you might as well just I don't know. Who do you think? Who do you think's got the better chance? Do you think Wolves will get sorted out?
Wolves, I think Wolves have probably got the head start because they've been planning for the championship season back in November because they were down then. So, and as much as Wolves were poor this season, you look at their squad and what they're going to come down with. Yes, they will lose a few, but I mean,
they'll lose Neves. Right? No, not Neves. João Pedro. Is it Neves? No, who's in the middle of the park? I'll tell you.
They've got a couple of midfielders, haven't they? I mean, they got Gomez. I think
Gomez. They'll lose maybe Manchester United, but they're going to go right back up. Like those top two positions could be gone right away, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you remember, they signed Adam Armstrong from Southampton in January. They signed the Championship's top goal scorer as he was at the time. And they didn't sign him because they thought he'd score goals to keep him in the Premier League. They signed him to score goals to get him back up the following, next season. So,
and they got that Mane kid who's 18 years old, who's an absolute beast. Angel Gomez, he's a good English player. I don't have to keep a hold of him. He Cheng Wang, he might stay. João Gomez and Andre. Now, I don't know if anyone knows who these guys are. I do. You probably do. But these two are Brazilian. One's a Brazilian international. Andre is on the cusp of being a Brazilian international. If they keep a hold of them, Pedro Lima, I don't know what's going to happen in the back. I mean, I don't think they'll have that much turnover. They could storm that league. No.
Yeah, I mean, we all say they'll lose a few players, but given how poorly they were in the Premier League, there's not going to be an awful lot of queue for clubs in the Premier League for their players. There'll be one or two that will go, granted, but they're still going to have a squad of probably 13, 14, which were with them last season, which are still going to be with the big question is whether the manager can get them going and get them motivated for the Championship. But as I said, they were practically relegated by November, December time. So, it's not going to come as a shock to them. The players have been known, it's the club will have known this for some time. So,
known, and it'd be interesting to see Spurs come back, wouldn't it?
The funny, I've said it on Champ Chat a lot. I really don't want to see Spurs. I mean, the whole sort of Spurs being down. The funny factor is one thing. I remember when Newcastle got relegated, kind of out of the blue, all those years ago, and they came down into the Championship, and everyone went, "Oh, it'd be so funny when Newcastle come down with their squad and everything." They had just obliterated everything.
Not when you're trying to play them on a Saturday morning. They're crushing you, right?
I remember we played them, and we played really well, and we lost 4-0. And it was just we weren't bad, we were really good. They were just so much better. And it was just it's just kind of demoralizing that you just kind of up against that in your league, and you just go, you actually have no chance. Even if they didn't play particularly well, they're still better.
Wow, so that's crazy talk. No, it's I'm really happy about our season, but I'm also really defeated about what happened at the end. And
you would feel better if you had a season like us where it was kind of over before, so you never realistically had a shot from sort of January, February. You could kind of come to terms and you live with the fact that it goes to the last game of the season. I mean, I think I said it in one of our shows together. I said that's the goal. I think you got there. You were in touching distance and you let it slip. But
but no one's going to point blame. I don't know if any of the other shows pointing blame, but there's holes in there's a few holes in the boat. The boat's still going and it's on its way, but there's a few, no one wants to admit it, but there's some holes in the boat.
Well, the blame for me is it's clear as day. It was your January transfer window. That's where the blame was, because you ran out of steam and you ran out of players, didn't you? Or shall we say good enough players to play in position. So you were having to overplay players, shall we say. And you didn't have a left wing back because you were playing Tomlinson at left wing back. I mean, to go through a transfer window and not address I mean, we've done it in previous seasons where we've not had like a proper number 9, and we've gone, oh, we get to January and we still don't sign a proper number 9. You come out and do it, go, well, what the hell have we done, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
I don't even
yeah,
think, by the way, it's hindsight. I think that was right there in front of us. I'm not. I won't even go with the hindsight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will. Me personally, I'm like, it's not hindsight. That is a cock up. That's a cock up.
yeah, because I mean, it's always glass half empty, glass half full, isn't it?
Sure.
Everyone glass half full will say, yeah, but we got next year, got top 8 next year. You know, so the Championship is brutal, and we've seen it happen to so many clubs that last season might be the closest you get to the playoffs for 3 seasons. Not saying it will, but this league can do that to clubs.
It can. It can. That's why I think they have a 3-year plan. Well, now it's a 3-year plan. Now it's a 3-year plan because of then I know this sounds so. I might be fishing, John, because of the documentary. I don't know what you guys have for yours. I'm not saying that's what you guys are doing, but now I'm saying, oh, this is a 3-year plan. And I know I've been talking to the producers of Welcome to Wrexham. I won't give it any away, but I'm just going to say the mindset's changed a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think with us, ours revolves around our new stadium. Our new stadium is, they're hoping for it to be in place or built for 2030-31 season. So very much they've set it in stone of saying we need to be in the Premier League before then or at that point. So we've kind of got, I won't say we've got that type, but it's kind of like, that's what's been set by the ownership is between now and then we've got to get to the Premier League. If it's that season that we get to the Premier League and the stadium, well, fair enough, but it's got to be by then. So easier said than done, though, isn't it? That's the thing.
No, this league, I give you a lot of shit. You give me a lot of shit, which I love. It's part of the banter. Honestly, it's a great league. It's a great fun league. It's a lot of rough and tumble. The refs suck, and it's balling out. Unfair, like it's blood, guts, and maybe some glory, but it's my favorite league. I would like, even if we don't stay in the Prem, get up and come. This is a great league to be in. I mean, it probably is one of the best leagues in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
saying town.
Yeah, I'm selfish in a way because I've seen my team in the Premier League. I've experienced the Premier League. I remember what it's like. So it's like, do I really? I'm a little bit. I'd love to get.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go on, man.
No, I was trying to get the timer up. Go ahead, but I don't want to cut you off. I just want to make sure to sync up. You'd love to get back up into the Prem. We're trying to get the sync up real quick, and then whatever the case may be. Sorry, John. I apologize. That's about to kick off, and then we'll come back with John. We'll talk and bullshit. But yeah, the standard Hull's going to get it kicked off. They're lining up there like Ted Lasso style. Look at that. You see it? Game's on. Second half. There you go. Sorry. Go ahead. There you go.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd love to have the experience of winning promotion back to the Premier League, but then actually just not bothering with the Premier League, starting the following season back in the Championship. So you have the whole sort of high in the success of the the promotion, and then don't worry about the Premier League, because realistically, as a football fan, you guys never experienced it as Rex, so you'd say yeah, you'd love to experience it.
Sure.
Once you've done that, you kind of go, well, unless you're going to go in there and make a splash and actually do something, it can become, and what we felt over time was it becomes very sort of monotonous and not fun. You go into games going, I hope we draw today. The idea of let's go and win the game long goes, because the Premier League, it's like all of a sudden you go into home games going, if we can get a point today, and you kind of go, is this really what we're here for?
Yeah, it's a building block, and I think that's a next chapter, as I'm saying, like right after the thing, it's like, what's the next chapter for Wrexham? This guy's easy. Are we doing watch songs for Welcome to Wrexham? I will do the opening one for sure. I will do them for sure. That said, to your point, this season was hard for was the most difficult season we've had for me doing the local pundit. Yeah, we had fun, but this was hard. This felt like Rocky 3 every game, every minute. You know what I mean? There's
no easy games, is there? I mean, you could be playing somebody who's down the bottom, and you don't think it's going to be easy, but you think, "Oh, we should win this game."
We should win.
And even in those games, you can play particularly well, and you'll sit there at 0-0, 70 minutes, and you go, "This is not exactly how I thought this was going to go."
No, I mean the build-up show and the guy, everyone's so, and then all of a sudden you get them like, oh god, this was, when we didn't. This is probably too much. When it was over, like I wanted to get in the playoffs, I want to be here. When it was over, at the end of like we lost, I was exhausted. I was like, all right, that's done. Big foul there. Nothing.
Cooper doing Cooper things.
Yeah, he's a big fucker. I was like, my shoulders went down. I was like, cool.
I think the thing with the playoffs, especially, is everyone. It's kind of weird because you go through the whole season going, want to get in the playoffs, want to get in the playoffs, want to get in, and as you get closer and closer, yes, you would love to get in the playoffs, but then sort of if you miss out, or like in Hull's case, you finish sixth. Realistically, and you look at history in the playoffs in the last, I think it's 7-8 years,
6 doesn't get it.
Six gets nowhere basically.
No.
And if we're all being honest, if either one of us finished sixth, you'd look at that playoffs and go, "Yeah, we're not going to win it, are we? We're just not good enough."
No, and I think that's what I'm slightly. I like our season. I think we did well. We did, we're really proud of it. It was a great season, but like we just didn't have that extra. And this is, I always said, like I'll decide what happened to the season at the end of the season, not during it, after it. But like you look at it now, you're like, I'll tell you what would happen in these playoffs, John. There would have been a bank of 5 and a bank of 4, and it would have been absorb. And it was like, for Wrexham, that's what they would have done. That's exactly how he would have done. And maybe we come out. He would never have gone for it. Never, ever. We don't have the players.
No, and then again, the playoff football is not necessarily you don't tend to in recent years you don't tend to find their open games either. So it's almost not an excuse, but it would have suited Parkinson in the way to play that way. But the thing is, you've got to be so clinical playing that way because you just don't get loads of chances. And when you're up against this level where you are essentially playing the best teams in the league in the season, so it's like, you can't afford to miss 3-4 gilt-edged chances because they will score one of them.
And Wrexham had the lowest amount of touches in the box and the least amount of chances as well. So it's like, let's say you get 3 chances a game, you got to put at least one away. And we didn't do a lot of that. I don't know what your stats were on that, but that was, if I'm looking people are saying our defense was not great, but you're right. It's like, there's not that there's been a lot of chances in this game either too, but when you have limited chances, when your tank is, half full and, you're trying to go run on empty most of the time, sometimes it's very tough, Snake says the New Birmingham Stadium is an architectural joke. It was chosen for first grade. I don't know anything about that, dude. I don't know. Is there more? I haven't seen it.
We get a lot of stick because it's got loads of brick chimneys around it, but there is a reason for that. Is because the site where it's being built on is the old brickworks, which in the Industrial Revolution produced the bricks that built industrial Birmingham. So it's a bit of a nod to heritage and stuff. So, and it's different, as they keep saying. The thing is, Snake's talking about it. Everyone talks about our stadium because of how it looks, which is exactly what they wanted. They didn't want another Spurs stadium which just looks the same as everyone else's.
Yeah, they didn't want to. And also, too, look at the Wrexham Stadium, what we're doing. That has its own architecture. There's a little bit of history there. That's just cool, This kid. Did he hit that on his head?
No, I think he missed it.
Maybe it combed his hair. Stats. Just look at Wrexham's defense. We didn't have the squad to challenge for the playoffs. We were one kick away. One kick away from the playoffs, unfortunately. Fortunately or unfortunately, we were one kick away.
I do agree with Habs, but I also disagree with Habs, as daft as that sounds. Yes, you need a squad to challenge, but I would argue, look at Millwall squad. You're telling me that their squad is, their squad isn't great. They've got a very good team, first 11 team, and I think they got 1 or 2 players behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But they are very consistent, and I think they did have a blip earlier in the season. I mean, I remember we beat them 4-0 at home, and I think they only had one defender. I think Cooper was the only fit defender out of their normal back four that game. So they've had injuries as well. They just have probably been lucky over the course of the season.
Yellow card. I thought this Karma
Yeah.
kid was a wingback, and now he's playing center half. Is that why?
No, Kram, he's actually naturally a centre back, but they've been playing him right back for most of the season.
Okay.
But he's a unit.
He is a fucking unit. Yeah, that's a dive and a half. He is a unit. Yellow card there for them. He is a unit. He's a good player. I think he scored against Wrexham too. Casper to nowhere. I mean, this are yeah.
They've done exceptionally well, Millwall. But I mean, they've had this Millwall core of their squad has been there for some time now, and I must have said they've surprised me because there's a lot of players there which I don't think are particularly great. They're okay Championship players. They're not a third place team, but they've come together as a team, and that's got them to where they are.
And they have Aziz, who is, I don't know if he's Prem like quality starter, but he's talented.
He'll get a move when a Prem club will move on him in the summer. Like I said, don't think he'll necessarily start games but a Prem side will look at him as a young talent coming through, going, we'll take a gamble on him. I think he's only 22, isn't he?
I bet you if Millwall don't go up, Coventry, Ipswich are the team that goes up will grab.
Yeah, or you could see something like a Crystal Palace grabbing him and then loaning him somewhere for a season.
Yeah, Palace. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's pretty talented. But he was supposed to leave in January. They kept hold of him. He's 24.
Yeah, he's 24. Yeah. Ipswich, I think, bid for him, didn't they? They bid some. I think Ipswich bid like 20 million quid or somewhere around there, and Millwall said no because he's too key for this season. Which you'll never get it publicly, but I bet you the player turned around and the Millwall ownership they probably turned around and said, if we don't go up in the summer, if there's an acceptable bid, we'll let you go, but we're not going to do it now, sort of thing. So,
and look how it turned out. They're in the playoffs. 55 minutes in, they're 0-0, and what's the manager's name
of Millwall?
Yeah,
Alex Neil.
It's pretty good. I mean, he's poised, and
Yeah, interviewed for the Birmingham job, but we chose Chris Davis.
Really? What's on your headline for the guy that's coming in for you guys?
Well, we still haven't got rid of Davis yet.
Is there a chance he's going to fit?
Do you know what? I still don't believe so, but the silence is deafening, isn't it? But then again, there's nothing really happens this time.
No news is good news for Davis, by the way.
Well, yeah, I think the other thing is until they probably got somebody lined up, confirmed, they won't move on it. I simply don't see him staying. I think some of the interviews and some of his body language towards the end of the season, to me, suggested a guy that knew it was up. I think the remit was top 6, and we didn't finish anywhere near it. I mean,
were you 8th or 9th?
We finished 10th in the end, and obviously, ironically, we were one of the form sides towards the end of the season, but we won a lot of games, dead rubber games, which, as I sort of said to people, just winning winning them's great and it looks good and all that, but they're dead rubbers against other sides which had nothing to play for. You didn't prove anything to me. Mm-hmm. So
it didn't say, oh, this is how it's going to be. Steve Barton says, my sources tell me negotiations with the women who tried out for the Dallas Cowboys. Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
Steve's on his lucky cocktails again, is he?
I mean, what if we did have cheerleaders? That'd be, I don't know.
Crystal Palace used to have them, didn't they?
They used to have them, yeah.
Yeah, they used to have them back in the day.
Yeah. Habs likes the chimneys of Bergen Stadium. I mean, listen, if it defines this, if it has history in it, who gives a shit, That's
there was a big live stream, or there was a big sort of forum this week where they announced more detailed plans and more sort of pictures of what it's going to look like. And I won't lie, I'm one of those where once it's built, I'll sort of, I'll worry about it, if you know what I mean. Until then, it's kind of like, it's on paper, and yes, it's going to happen and fantastic, but seeing some of the detailed plans of what they're going to do kind of blew me away a bit. It's like I had to sit there and go, God, this is actually happening to my club. It's just mad.
yeah, you got to just like you take stock of it. Like, oh, this is not a mistake. This is actually happening.
Yeah, it's kind of like you see what they're planning and what they've already agreed with the government, the local authorities, where they're going to build, this, and they're going to move train stations, and
Yep.
you just kind of look at it and you say, and it's like 63,000 seats a stadium, and it's going to have all. I mean, it's silly things like the LED. The whole stadium's going to have an LED wrap around it, and they said these panels which are going all around it. One panel is essentially like the equivalent of 3 of the panels at Piccadilly Circus or something. So I mean, they're massive. And obviously they said that's just one, and we've got them all around the stadium. It's like it's things like that. Just kind of the sheer scale. You kind of sit there and go, God Almighty. When you see it, when I see it, like it's just going to be like, wow, this is impressive.
And that's good. I mean, they're investing in the club. There you go. Steve Barton said, "Thank you, Steve. It's gifted 10 local pundit Wrexham and Steve podcast memberships. Thank you, my friend. Very kind of you." And always appreciate the support. Get him if you have one. Thanks, Steve Barton and his cheerleader escapade. Give me 1 second, by the way. I just got to do one thing real quick. Right back.
Quick, everyone. Josh he's legged it. We're in charge. Leeds were fined £200,000. Were they really? I didn't realise they got fined. Thought it might have been more than that, actually. Now you say it. I wonder if Southampton will get fined. It was Southampton, wasn't it, Snake? It was the spy. It wasn't the other way round. It was Southampton spying on Middlesbrough, wasn't it? Or was it the other way? And to answer your question about the locker room, don't know. Conflicting reports about our locker room. Some say it was actually quite good. And some of the, shall we say, I won't say interviews. There was a few of our ex-players that left in January transfer window. A few of them, shall we say, had a few choice words about previous management. They didn't stipulate it was Birmingham management. They just sort of said managers they had worked with. But I think everyone could read between the lines that they were talking about Chris Davis and the locker room at Birmingham. But yeah. But some have come out previously and said it's a fantastic environment. So, yeah, you're always wary of believing players that have left the club. Yeah, Southampton spying on Borough. Yeah. Which seems a bit mad because you would have said, why do you need to? Southampton, clearly the best side around at the moment. Caught in the bushes with binoculars again, I'm guessing. I do wonder why they don't just use drones these days instead of actually sending a guy to try and spy. McBurney, are you good? Oh, why don't you shoot? Steve. New England Patriots. I'm torn on that, Steve. That's a bone of contention for me.
Patriots?
Yeah, well, obviously Brady and his links to Birmingham.
Yeah.
But I'm a staunch Buffalo Bills fan. So
yeah,
Patriots are like the enemy. So I spent my entire sort of youthful life hating Tom Brady, basically. And now I have to go, he's all right.
He's all right. Yeah,
he's all right.
He's done okay.
He's got a jawline to be jealous of, though. So.
He does. I mean, he bought it, but there you go. Thank you, Steve Barton, for 10 more Wrexham FC podcast membership. Thank you. Get them while they're hot, and thank him as well. Really kind of him. Southampton Leeds coach.
Yeah, Bielsa.
Yeah, Bielsa. Yeah,
I'm sure. The thing, I'm sure it happens a lot more than we realise. That stuff, that sort of stuff. As I just said when you were away, the thing that I'm amazed about these days is people don't use drones. They still send a guy to go and hide it. Yeah, still send a guy to go and hide in the bush. When you just think, well, in this day and age, I know drones are easy to, hear and stuff, but you just kind of think, I'm sure if you fly a drone up, you're going to capture more detailed footage than some guy how far away with some binoculars in a bush.
But what are you really going to gather? I mean, what kind of data are you really going to gather? I mean, any data is good data, I guess. I don't know.
I think Bielsa kind of he kind of suggested when they did it, it was more to do with set plays, because obviously set plays are sometimes created or depending on any opponent. The rest of it, you kind of like team and how they're going to play. Everyone knows how they're going to play, if you know what I mean.
You've seen it. You watch them enough. You know, you know what's going to happen. You know.
And to be fair, he's same with set plays, isn't it? I mean, most people run the similar set plays or variations of the same set play. So if you're a good coaching staff, you'll know what's coming, don't you?
Yeah. Look, Steve, go sell that house, brother. Yeah. This game really has
sucked
a lot of nothing, right? I knew it. I knew it was going to do it. You know.
Who do you think would be happier with the result? I still think Hull would.
But because they got to go to the Den, you know. So.
Yeah, but it's the thing that everyone, and I've been the same. You know, Hull, that's the Den. It's the Den. Millwall's home record this season is not great.
But they might have a little bit of magic this season. That's why I think they're going to do it. I mean, I could be totally wrong. I understand. Southampton, I'm losing my shit here. Middlesbrough. I think Middlesbrough. I mean, Middlesbrough may surprise Southampton. You never know, but I doubt it. But we'll I just got done commentating on Zurich Servette women's game. Now enjoying your commentary on the train back to Geneva. Welcome, Smith Hughes. Welcome. How you doing? Who won the game, and how'd you do on your commentary? Yeah. This game. Jesus.
I think the only thing that I think both these sides would struggle at, whether it's Southampton or Middlesbrough, the Wembley pitch, the big pitch. I just kind of think, I'm not sure either one of these, Millwall or Hull, can deal with that size pitch and the way that Middlesbrough and especially Southampton play.
Well, there's the middle of the park. Look how big this pitch looks. Rather, I said it earlier. This pitch looks. There's a lot of space out there, John.
Yes, there is. They've got history of messing around with their pitch as well.
Really?
I never. Yeah, I remember we played them. I think it was either the season we got relegated or the season before, and our game was delayed by 20 minutes at the start because the goalposts were too high. Believe it or not. So that literally, it made you laugh. It got delayed because instead of actually just taking the goals out and resizing it, they had to get a saw and they had to saw part of the goals off to lower the. Yeah, it was hilarious.
What year was that?
Like I said, it was either the season we got relegated or the season before. We beat them. I think it was Bakuna scored, and I got a feeling Deeney might have scored for us.
Troy Deeney. So, he's such a bad commentator, bro. Sorry. He just doesn't care. He's just
no.
You know.
I think I said to Paddy, he can talk a lot of crap at times when he's talking about, shall we say, football in general and sort of clubs and stuff like that. I actually think when he's talking about a game and what's happened in the game and stuff like that, I actually think he's very good at sort of explaining a tactical sort of stuff. Yeah, he knows football. He's got the ego the size of a planet. So that's the problem.
Oh, he reminds me. He is the version of he's the version of like a Charles Barkley. Oh, this game opened up a little bit here. Sorry, we're not really commenting on the game, but Gilhart did very well. Servette won 4-0. The usual laptop died. I mean, 30 minutes before kickoff, I thought I'm going to bring my first on the clutch of the century. Congrats to you, my friend. Well done.
It's a history. It's a week of laptops dying. Trust me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We have IT right here. Troy Deeney is a Bell. I don't know what that means. But okay.
Yeah, Bell end. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I have to stick up for Troy because he's a big blue nose. So
yeah, I get it.
But he does talk a lot of tripe. To be fair,
he was all over fucking Wrexham. Yeah.
Oh yeah, in that clip, the stupid thing was I actually thought some of the stuff he said I think was valid,
Mhm.
He actually did make some very valid points, but
Mhm.
then he just added some like total rubbish to it, which kind of just took away, you know. I mean, I think he was sort of saying, I think he mentioned like the ownership and stuff like that, and it's like, don't be an idiot.
Yeah.
But he made a point of saying, next season's big. You've had your kind of free hit, and you've had the wave, the crest of the wave. Next season's the first time where you're probably legitimately going to have some big questions to answer, and you're going to have to back it up. And I think that was the point he
Well,
made quite well.
do you want to be the honest? I mean, I tried to be a little bit honest about. I totally agree with you. I believe that, like, here you go. Oh, I don't. How do I say this without sounding like a total asshole? I'm not like parky out guy, but at some point, Phil will have to be accountable. You know what I mean? He's done very well this far. We had a good season, but it's not. I know, Karen, this game is boring. We're just doing our thing here. At some point, you have to be accountable for your job, right? That's just it. It just is how it is. That's football. That's business. That's everything. You know what I mean? So, at some point, it has to become accountable.
Yeah, because I think kind of this season was a free hit.
Yes.
Because I think if you would have, I don't know, say you finished 14th, I don't think they would have sacked him. I think this season was always going to be kind of a free hit. I think obviously the money you spent last summer, I won't say January because January, let's not go there.
Yep.
But this summer, if you, I mean, I'll be surprised if you spend the same amount again. I won't lie. I don't see you spending another 30 million, but I don't see you spending little to nothing. So I think you'll spend again. But what I will say is, when you spent 30 million the season before and say, oh, that was close.
I'm 68 for 15. Where are you at?
All right. What I'm saying is next season, with the money you spent summer and what you're spending this season or this summer, there will be pressure, and rightfully so, because you can't, it's one of those. It's like you said, it's business, isn't it? You spend the money, you sort of improve, and on top of that, people would say, okay, we've done this, we've put the investment there, we need to see a return on our investment. So,
and that's kind of what my thing is too. It's like you have to at some point, you're at 30, now it's gonna be 60. It's not gonna be a free hit. Sub's coming in for Millwall, 68 minutes in. This kid's been pretty good. He's pretty lively.
Bellumi, likes to flop a lot though, doesn't he? He falls over.
Yeah, well, I mean, after watching Coventry City, it's just an absolute fucking joke. Like he's just not great.
Apart from the free kick, was a free kick, but yeah, okay.
No, sorry, I'm just trying to like do two things at once. I apologize here. Of course I am. You know what I mean?
But you're right though. There has to be accountability.
Yes.
Somewhere, that's the thing. He's not just going to get free hit after free hit after free hit. At some point, I mean, football comes into. I mean, it's the annoying thing is no one will know, and everyone will guess, and everyone will predict at the start and everything, but no one will know. Ooh. You just seen the header, I think. Yeah. No one will know come the summer or come the start of the season what the remit Parky will have. There will be a sort of, okay, we expect this.
Yeah.
I don't think he had that last season. I think last season was very much of a let's see how we go sort of season.
I think it was a kind of a moving target all year. It's like throughout the season, we're doing a little bit better. We've made it this far. Let's keep going. You know what I mean? Mm. And then which drives me nuts because of the lack of investment and the, because he said some things prior to January transfer when he was like, guys are coming back and really happy with the squad and, Cross coming in here. Hold on. And I was like, they're not going to spend any money,
Mm. Yeah. It was the typical managerial spiel that you hear when basically nothing's happening. Basically, we're getting players back. It'll be like having a new signing. Okay, so we're not buying anyone then. So basically, but
I can't hold on. I see a $30 million higher quality players Premier League. If we want to go to Prem, got to go some big players. You got to do that. Happily, glad we got out. We missed the championship though. We'll miss the champ. I hope you're saying you're not happy we didn't get into the playoffs. I cannot. I literally cannot get behind that. I cannot get behind.
Not getting into no, because
Yeah, sorry.
It's one of those where, missing out on promotion, one thing, it's like, I think I said to you in one of your shows, you never say no to a promotion, whether
Never.
whether you're ready or not for it. You don't turn it down.
Because you might not get the opportunity again.
Exactly. And the same with the playoffs. Hey, you might have got battered in the playoffs, but at least you gave yourself the chance. The fact that you didn't get there kind of, the problem that you're going to have for all of next season is you're going to go back to the previous season and go, what if?
That was my whole push forward. Everyone's like, you're crazy. And everybody would have said, oh, just because you might not get that opportunity. Like you said all the time, the teams that are coming down are going to have money. There's going to be parachute payments. Injuries can happen. All this shit. What's up, BC Scuba? We're having hope you're having a good day too. What about John? John's here too. Hope John's having a good day. But to that point, like you never know what the fuck's going to happen. You got to take that opportunity, grab it, and go for it.
Look at Norwich. Look at Norwich this season. Norwich would have had ambitions to be in the playoffs come the end of this season. The squad and everything, they bought some players. A lot of people probably would have had them in and around the top 6, but they were looking at relegation for the majority of the season. You don't know what's going to happen. That's the thing. You just don't know.
Ooh, big ball in. Yeah, this is dead rough. John, you and I can close our eyes. I don't want to watch. Like they could play all night. They're not going to score either.
Oh, you just know that Bernie's going to pop up and score, don't you?
He's getting closer a little. I'll give him that. But yeah.
He's one of those annoying players you'd love to have in your side.
He's got Phil all over him.
He's got Chris Wilder more. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but yeah. I mean, Wilder turned him into the player he is. To be fair,
dude, Barry Bannon's coming on. I mean, how the fuck Barry Bannon swing that?
I still wonder if he's still trying to claim the comb over.
I don't know. He hasn't just. It's
Barry. Get rid of it. It's gone,
Barry.
mate.
Barry, it's over. It's over. It's over. Yeah, I'll see you in Turkey, or it's over. I appreciate it, but it's over. Subs coming on for everybody here now. Gelhardt, I like that player for the championship.
He's always flattered to deceive for me. Looks a good player, but the one thing I've always said about Gelhardt, what's his best position? I don't know. Every time I see him, I don't know. You see him sometimes play in the 10 role and he looks okay, and then you see sometimes he plays in the 10 role, he looks rubbish, and then sometimes you see him, he plays up front, he looks okay, and then he just, for me, never looks like he nails down a place.
Be an upgrade for Dobson for me, that kind of player.
He's more attacking though. He's not that deep. That's the problem.
Yeah. And Phil probably won't fill in Phil's system. Will there be a $20 million player for Wrexham this season? I don't think so. Big orange, big. In my honest opinion, $20 super chat from Steve Barton. Here it is. Kakachi playing 10 games, forcing a midfielder to play wing back the entire season. Kabori injured in international duties, and Matty James and Sheaf decimating our midfield. We're lucky we weren't 17th.
Sorry, Steve, but everyone has injuries.
Hot take? Well, take out the injuries on that.
Yeah, but next season you might lose 2 centre backs and not have them. It happens. Yeah. I mean, we lost both left backs. We didn't have a left back for, I think it was like 4 or 5 months of the season. So it happens. That's where your squad. And to be fair, Thomason filled in and you did your best, but ultimately it comes down to you can't have 3 players for every position. You just simply can't. So there is always going to be that risk. The one thing I would say is you question the recruitment, because Matty James is like 603 now. Sheaf, wonderful player, but history tells you he can't stay fit. So buying him and then expecting him to play a 46-game season, it's just unrealistic. So
it was a bit. They both went down in the same goddamn game. They literally, I think it was the Millwall. I could be told. I think it was Bristol City or Millwall. They both went down in the same game. I was like, oh shit. And by the way, Steve, thank you for that $20 super chat. Love the orange color on there too. Orange and pink, very cute. The best. It was a great save, by the way, Mary. Thank you, Steve. Never lost on us to support the channel.
the game has felt like it's opened up the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's opened up, but the you know,
Still not a lot of there's still not a lot of quality on
not
show.
a lot of quality. Great save by the keeper, though. Great save by the keeper. Game's a snooze fest. And Ben Tozer mentioned that Parky's decision to sit in Mulls was because of him taking responsibility for himself as the manager without favorability or sentimentality. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Mention Parky's sit Mulls because of him taking responsibility. Okay, so he was trying to prove a point, is what you're trying to say, Esteban, by benching him.
Sitting him.
I don't. If we, I mean, I assume he's. I was going to say, I assume he's talking about League One, where Mullins, was better. The simple fact with Mullin was he was just never good enough for the level.
Yeah, he was. He could storm. If you put him in League Two, he's going to score 30 goals.
You only look at what you only got to look at what happened to his loan at Wigan, wasn't it? He just didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's the built them up. I like all these players. They've done so great. They give us a lot of great moments there too. But it's not. It doesn't always work out that way. Maniac Hector, whether it's open up here for Hull City. I can see both Wrexham and Birmingham being very competitive next season. We'll both spend decent money again. We will spend money, but I think you guys like to not. You guys will spend money for sure.
Ooh.
Are you ahead of me? 77.50.
I'm on 78.16.
Oh wow, you're way ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I think both of us will spend. I think the problem we're going to have is we're not going to be alone in that. There's going to be 3 teams coming down which will spend probably more and already have a better starting base than we have. That's the thing people kind of skip over with both our clubs. Everyone kind of gets carried. Oh, Wrexham will spend money, Birmingham will spend money. Wolves can come down and spend probably less money and still end up with a far better squad because what they're coming down with is already light years ahead of what we have already. So we'd have to spend 50, 60 million, or probably even more to even catch up to that before they've gone and spent again. So that's the problem with parachutes. You're always playing catch up, and it's never a fair race in that regard.
No, it's not. And I think maybe the fair race is that they did bring it down to 8. No, that's probably not a popular opinion. But it's. Ooh.
Yeah,
God.
I'm not keen on the old 8. Yeah, I thought it was a free kick as well, personally.
Jeez, how bad is the referee, right?
I think it's a Premier League referee as well, I think.
You think? He's just as bad. Just as bad. Sheaf was great at Coventry, but didn't play more than 50% past few seasons. Shame. He's a great player. He changed. Honestly, he's not Prem quality, but he's top tier. He's top mid to top. He's top tier championship quality.
He's a top 6 championship player.
Yeah, top 6 champion. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
I think I've got I work with a couple of Coventry fans, and they always used to say. I remember when he left, when they loved him, they absolutely loved him, but they just basically said he can't stay fit. They said if he could play 46 games a season and stay fit, they wouldn't have got rid of him. They would have kept him because he would have played every game for them. So
I don't know what I don't know what we got him for, but he changes. He's streets ahead of Dobson, who was trying to do that role. I mean, Dobson's. I know Parkinson came out yesterday. And he was like, "Oh, Dobson says he can play at this league. He can, but I don't know if he's a complete starter to be top 6. What's up, Chief? How you doing, Alan? But but those are levels, as you know. Those are levels.
Yeah, you can get a lot of players that can start and perform at this level.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, McBurney's having a pop. He's not happy.
You're a little bit ahead of me, I think.
But yeah, you can have levels, can't you? I mean, hey, look, my side struggled against relegation for a decade in the Championship, and we had players which you always said they were Championship players. They weren't, they were never good players, shall we say? They were just hard workers and grafters. And the thing was, they gave you an 8 out of 10 performance every week because they would run their absolute arses into the ground every week, which not everyone would do. So.
And that's what Phil gets out of his players. That's why I think Wrexham got to 7th, almost into the playoffs. I think Phil got every last drop out of the players. Now, I also said this too, and it's people are going to get on me about it, but like Phil has a ceiling himself.
Mm.
He does, and so do the players. You know what I mean? That's what. But whether or not that's next year or this year, whatever. I mean, he will have his ceiling, and
I do. The one thing I would say would be a concern for me if I was a Wrexham fan would be the business you've done on the whole.
Yeah.
has been good, but it's the age profiles. You
yes.
look at your best players, or your Josh Windass, Kiefer Moore. They're all it's all kind of looks at it this season, next season, because then after that, I'm not sure there's much left in the tank, if you know what I mean. So you kind of, while I know one of the things that gets bandied around a lot in Birmingham is, Wrexham bought championship ready players. And
Yeah.
so in some cases you could argue yes, but as a lot of us say, well, that's great if you want an instant success like last season, maybe next season. But
well, I think also too. Sorry, John. Our best player is Doyle. Our best asset and Doyle is Doyle. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, you've got that stupid buyback clause.
I don't know why they would agree to that. I have no idea why they're doing that, but it's really they have to show what kind of team we are by not letting him go. What's up, BJ? Welcome back, my friend. You're not late. There's not much really going on. We're just sitting here bullshitting here too. That's awesome.
I think the problem with Doyle is Man City do this with their younger players, don't they? They have the buyback. So if somebody came and offered you 20 million quid, you have to contractually go to Man City and say, we've been offered 20 million quid. They can then say, okay, we'll activate the buyback clause, and they can buy him back for whatever the price was. And then they will go to the selling, and say, okay, you can still have him for 20 million quid now. And they make the money. That's why they do it. So the key is don't tell Man City, well, you can't, but hopefully no one comes and bids for him, do they? That's the thing. That's what you don't want.
But do you agree with me though? Are we not gonna, are we going to be a club that's just gonna let our best player? He's our best asset and our best player, not defend our best player. He's our best asset and player.
The truth of the matter is, at this club, mate, everyone's a selling club, no matter who you are. I think the problem with the Doyle thing is because of the buyback clause, you kind of open yourself up that the better he does, which as a young player, and he looks like he's got a high ceiling, so you would say, well, he's not going to drop off a cliff, is he? So he is going to get better.
Yep.
It's always going to be the worry. I mean, say next season he starts off like an absolute train and looks like the best defender in the division, for argument's sake. You get to January, and then all of a sudden Premier League clubs start going, well, actually, he could fill a gap for us. He could do this,
He could do bits.
He could do bits. And then 20 million to a Premier League club is like, well, it's nothing, is it? It's kind of chump change, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
Do you think a bumper deal will do it?
What, new contract you mean, or
just a bumper? Like, hey, well, let's say he's on 10. Oh, here you go. Ooh, let's say he's on 10K a week. Offside?
Foul, I think.
Foul.
I think the problem is the clause is with Man City, not the player, isn't it? So it doesn't matter how much you pay him.
But do you think that? I mean, I don't know if that's me. I don't like. Chaim came out and said, "Oh, he's going to get whatever." I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I do. It all depends. Unfortunately, a lot of it depends on what Man City's motivations are.
right.
If somebody comes and offers you 10 million quid, for example, you say do one, but you would legally probably have to go to Man City and say they've offered us 10 million because of the buyback clause. Man City, no, we're not going to activate, and you say we're not going to accept the bid. The problem will be is when somebody comes and says offers 15 or 20 or something like that, you then go back to Man City, and because you contractually have to, and say, okay, they've offered us this. Suddenly, Man City look at it from a financial point of view. If their buyback clause is, say, 7.5 million or 8 million quid, they turn around and say, well, actually, we can spin a quick profit here. They buy him back for 8 million and then flog him for 20. They're the ones that make the money. You don't. And that's why they put that deal in place to protect them. So, unfortunately, in those cases, you could pay him 50 grand a week. It don't matter.
Yeah, because we're shit out of luck, and also too at the same time, like you're saying. Now I take City for the whatever they don't need the money,
No.
that would, and he's never gonna. And I hate to say this to everybody, he's a great player at this level. He's never gonna play. He's never gonna play for Manchester City. He just isn't. I love him. I think he's great for Wrexham, but he won't. And that's us being selfish and honest. He's never gonna play. He just isn't. It'd be if
he was good enough to play for Man City, he never would have left. They would have never let him go.
Kabore, hello,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's levels. That's all going back to the levels. Like we can
Yeah.
use him at this level, and I think that's part of the, that's part of the.
And that's not to say he'll never become a Premier League footballer, because he might very well become a Premier League footballer. That, like I said, the question will be is what valuation do Man City put on him, where they go, okay, we're interested. Because the one thing that Man City are, or he and money matters to them. So from a PSR point of view, if it means they can stick 15 million profit on the books, for example,
Homegrown talent,
they will do that,
Yeah.
because whoever's in charge of the finance, if they don't do that, probably gets fired. So it's one of those. It's just a scale, isn't it, of when it becomes good business from City to do that. So
yeah, and we're looking at it as fan supporters, and we're like, oh, we can't lose what. I don't think he's going to go this summer. I think we will keep him for 1 more year. If he goes, I mean, if we, I know it's out of our hands. If we, for whatever reason, get stronger into letting him go, there should be enough. And I know it's not completely out of our hand, not completely in our hands, but I think it'll be a catastrophe. Because as much as everyone loves Max, much as everyone loves, Hyam and whoever, Brunt and whatever, I'm sorry, Doyle is streets ahead of all of them, every single one of them.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I know it can feel like that. The only thing I would say is, and the caveat is, if you were to sell him, yes, it will be bad and terrible and all that. But the question will be who you get in to replace. That's the thing, is who you get in to replace. Then you can make a judgment whether it was a good or a bad deal. Because,
right,
all right,
maybe get 10 M's, maybe get 10 million pounds.
Yeah.
Right?
So, but the question will be is, okay, we won't be able to replace him like for like, because you're just not going to get that, because if he's gone off to the Premier League, you're not going to get a Premier League player. So, you look at it from an investment. Okay, if we sell him for 10 M's, and we go and buy another young player for another 5 million, he comes in, and you go, okay, potential. Then you look at it and say, well, we've made 10 M's, we've made X million on profit. All right, it's been a shame, but we've got a guy in which actually, hey, he could be as good in a year. So
yeah, that's true.
The downside is you're selling for 10 M's, and then you go and buy in a free transfer, a 35-year-old to replace, and then you'd sit there going, what the hell have we done? That's where you'd start saying.
And that's why I think Troy made a great sense in that video we watched, where he's like, and now the work really begins. Right. Yeah. And it's like, okay, who are we going to be? I think that makes sense. George, we're looking forward to it too. John will be here the whole summer. Is Parkey ceiling 2 or 3 years in the championship league or more? I need to give him what's going to happen, what we're going to do in the summer, and and it goes to this one too. Who do you think will be a good gap fit for the gaffer for Parkey? I think Sean Dyche would fit into this team right now. In my opinion, that's me. But
John Eustace.
I think like Phil's. I would love to have Phil have one season in the Prem, but there are levels, and I think what we're going to do in the summer, and what you guys are going to do in the summer too, is going to be an issue here. 4 minutes of added extra time here. Let me just do this. Sorry, I know we're just kind of talking and chatting, but it's we're
not a lot has happened in the game, to be honest.
Yeah, not a lot has happened. More has happened off the pitch than on the pitch, probably. There's no Emily too. Nuno not going to come down, right?
He's done it once before, hasn't he? Not sure he'll do it again. The problem is, it's like us with Thomas Frank. the question you have to ask is, where's the motivation to do it? And I always sort of say you've got to look at it from a career point of view.
Yeah.
Everyone sort of says, but the project this and that and all that. And it's like, yeah, but look at it from the manager's point of view. Managers won't go into yes, they've all got egos the size of planets where they think they can turn things around, but they're not stupid. They're not going to go. They're going to want to go into the most win-win situation they possibly can. So you're not going to get a manager whose stock is high go, I'm going to gamble on the championship.
Yeah. No, and you called me out, which is a good one. By the way, John just laughed me out there. Paint is almost dry at this game. You called it, dude. No, you said, I was like, hey, what would be the point of what's his name coming down? You know what I mean? Like Dyche. Yeah. He'll sit on Talk Sport, work 2 days a week, get paid, I don't know, he'll get $5,000 a week, whatever the fuck it is, 5,000 pounds. And he'll wait till October when inevitably someone's going to get the sack. And by the way, that guy's really punching him up his weight. And hold there. And, and he'll be like, yeah, I'll grab that gig, But if I'm ambitious and everyone's going to hate me for this, I would be going after a Daishi. I would. Yeah.
I mean, hey, you try, don't you? You don't just sit there and go, well, we're not going to give it a go. You try. But like I said to you, the problem is for somebody like Sean Dyche is you kind of weigh it up. If he'd look at it and say, if I come down to Wrexham, fair enough, I might get paid a fortune. If I come down to Wrexham, if I don't succeed, i.e. get them in the playoffs or get them close to promotion, all of a sudden he doesn't get a Premier League job again.
Yeah.
And then he has to take a team back up.
What is he, 57? Right? He's got one more move. He's got one more.
Yeah.
I mean, and if it works out, it works out,
The thing, and this is why you see the same managers kind of going around the hill in the Premier League, is because none of them want to step back down, because they know once they step back down, unless they get back up like a Lampard, you won't get offered those Premier League gigs. So it's kind of like, at the moment, like I said, Sean Dyche will be sat there going, come October, I'll be fielding a few phone calls. If he was to come to Wrexham and not get promoted and say gets the sack within a year or so or whatever, no Premier League clubs are going to come after Sean Dyche after that experience.
There's no we go again. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. But this game, John, this game is absolutely pissed.
It's kind of exactly how I think everyone expected it to be. And the return leg will be the same at KGFA. And no, I don't want AO.
That's Monday. Yeah. That's why I was reluctant to do this game. But, you got to feel, it is what it is. If we're talking about talking and chatting, I'm hoping for one of each. Striker, goalkeeper, left, right back, central midfielder. Let's fucking go. We need 6 players. You guys are going to spend again. Everyone's going to spend again. We'll see. I mean, we still got another week of this to go. 94th minute here, 0-0. Fucking barn burner, 0-0. It's just been.
Let's be honest. Hull versus Millwall in the playoffs, 0-0. Is anyone surprised?
Oh my God! It's not even. No.
The referee's had enough.
The referee, it's 94-30, and he's like, "Dude, get me out of here." Long ball in. You're probably ahead of me, I think. It's just. I mean, it's not PSG v Bayern. The first leg.
I felt sorry. Well, I know you had it in the back. You were watching you did the Ipswich Southampton watch along for that, didn't you?
Game over.
And I must admit, I switched it off and put that PSG game on. Honestly, that was the best game of football I think I've seen in, probably ever. It was just a fantastic game of football.
Yeah, they were just, big 94 minutes, 51 seconds on the clock. Hull City 0, Millwall 0. The Sky Bet Championships are off to a flying start here on the local pundit. Oh my God, Jesus! I don't really know what to say.
It sets it up lovely for the second leg, doesn't it?
Do you know what it actually helps out to do if I actually do the second leg? You see all the thumbnail stuff at the bottom there, the 0-0. I don't even have to do aggregate. Yeah. Look, I could just. I just have to do this, boom, there you go, bang. It's aggregates right there.
The most exciting part about this fixture in the second leg might be the penalties, because you could see this going to penalties.
Oh my! This is pen. This has a $120 plus pen, so 99, 90, 120. pens all over it at the Den. You know, fuck, it just has it all. Watching the grass grow, but the comment of the night though, it's like the paint is almost dry. Like the paint is almost dry.
Indeed.
Oh my god.
Pulling up Snake's comment about whether I wanted AO for Birmingham.
Yeah.
Would you want him as your number one goalkeeper next season, or do you want a new goalkeeper?
You want me to lie to you?
No, I want you to tell the truth. I think you need a new goalkeeper. Personally, that's my opinion.
I think okay. God, I'm going to lose a lot of people on the show.
No, because you're being honest.
Yeah. I think AO has some really great qualities about it. I think AO was our number 2 this season. I think AO is 24 years old, and he's still learning his trade. AO would have never saw the pitch if Danny Ward was fully fit. Danny Ward controls the game differently. He wasn't fully tested in the last 5 games that he played. But overall, Danny Ward is at this time a better keeper than AO. If there's an opportunity to improve, I don't think it's our first buy to improve on a keeper. I would take the opportunity to do that.
I think you need to sell AO this summer.
They say he's worth 7 or 4 million. Is it 4 or 7?
You got no chance of getting that for him. He's got 1 year left on his contract, and there is no sign of, from I think what Paddy and the guys are saying, is there hasn't been any murmurings about a new contract being offered to him.
Do you want to be 100% honest with you? He kept us in a lot of games, and he made some serious gaffes. They have him at £3 million transfer value.
Yeah, I think with 1 year left at 24, maybe you might in around that figure, maybe. I just think I think I said to Paddy the other day, I said I think you need a new number 1, because I'll be honest, I don't think either of them are good enough goalkeepers for, shall we say, top 6 level.
Danny's not top level. Danny's not top level. He's not.
You know, we're the same. We need a new goalkeeper. We need, you need a better one. I just think from a business point of view, you've got to sell him. If he's not going to sign a new contract, he has to be sold this summer, because you don't keep him and then lose him for free in next summer, because it's just stupid. You just got to sell him for money.
That's what Arsenal do. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of, if he's not going to sign a new deal, he should be one of the first ones out the door this summer.
That's a shout, and if you, I'm actually interested to see the intent of what they're going to do in the summer. The intent, and we'll know right away. BJ Ford with the, BJ. I take 3 M's and then find a keeper that has AO's shot stopping skills and Ward distribution and game management.
Yeah, you ain't going to find that for 3 million though.
Yeah,
that's the problem at this level. Finding good goal, the top end goalkeepers. Realistically, they're very hard to find to purchase. You look at history. All the top goalkeepers this season have all been loans from Premier Leagues.
It's a lot better than Ward. I was not impressed with Ward's performance.
I think they're as good as bad as each other, if I'm being honest. I think both of them have their plus points, and I think both of them have their very much weak points. I wouldn't necessarily say any one is better than the other. I'd say Ward is more experienced, which probably makes him look better.
AO got Wrexham to the top 6 place in the championship. Come on.
I respectfully disagree.
Snake, listen, you fall in love. I get it. It's fine. I get it. And George says we need a top-flight goalkeeper with a combination of Ward's technical skills and AO's size and shot-stopping ability. I'm not a keeper.
Problem is shot-stopping ability, distribution, commanding. Well, that's a Premier League goalkeeper.
It's a Prem goalkeeper. Yeah.
Or it's a 21-year-old goalkeeper who's on loan from the Premier League that has all those, but he's not quite the finished article. That's the problem.
I meant I would take $3 million in sale of AO. Yep, you would, and spend it for a top flight keeper. Yep. I don't know if we're gonna do that. I think if Danny comes back, he's gonna start Danny. But I could see AO maybe pushing for a move and then maybe getting that 3Ms. And AO's shot stopping ability is good up until he blocks the ball into danger and is scored. Oh my God. His short side did for me. His short side was the one that did for me.
We had James Beadle, who is England's under-21s main goalkeeper, Brighton on loan from Brighton. Everyone earmarks him as the future England #1. His shot-stopping ability is phenomenal. It really is. He has so much more issues in his command in his areas, distribute awful. But again, you know, you look at the guy that was on loan at Coventry. He was on loan from Brighton, wasn't he? And I think he got voted goalkeeper of the season and Golden Glove or whatever it is. Those sort of players they're not free to give out. You know, finding a really good goalkeeper at this level is hard.
Yeah, it is. It really is. This is my favorite comment of the night. I think the other Wrexham podcast, Theos and Devotion, Rob Ryan Red, all agree that benching AO was a mistake. That might be my favorite account. Then you know what? It must be true. It must be true. Honestly, Chris, it must be true. Hands down.
I think it's easy to say that in hindsight after the fact.
Yeah. And those guys know everything. They're good, good. They know everything. I'm not saying I know, but that has to be true.
I think the funny thing with that is if he had made the change and he'd played a blinder and Ward had saved God knows what, everyone would be saying, Parky, that was genius.
Yeah.
You know, I agree. I thought it was a strange thing to do that late in the season, but he clearly felt he needed to just inject something into that back line. That's what he needed something to change.
He flat out said, I'm going back to basics. And I don't think we didn't get into the playoffs because he put in Danny Ward, you know, and benched AO.
You didn't get into the playoffs because essentially you needed 4 points out of Coventry and Middlesbrough. And it was always going to be the case if it got to those two games and you needed points out of those two games, you were always trying to push water uphill. You needed to have done it before that.
Sarah Lake, boom, boom. I think that boom. Sarah Laka, Saka. It's got to be an Arsenal fan, right?
Yeah, well, I've been sort of gloating they're going to bottle it for all season, and I sadly think they're not anymore.
I know.
I don't see them winning the Champions League, but
I don't. Yeah, they're going to honestly.
They're winning the league.
Yeah. Why doesn't Wrexham have coaches that can get to AO or high level? If they did, you'd be in there, Snake. But you know, we're still coming up. I think our medical department needs to get looked at. If we are in a penalty shootout, I would take AO. Other than that, my money is on Ward for games. Ward's positioning mitigates some of AO's poor decision making and danger events. To BJ Ford, who's I think still in Italy, my friend. I don't think we win the games that got us back into 6th place if Parky didn't replace AO. Hit the like button, you mugs. That time's great. Listen, that's why we love it too. That's why we love this. I mean, listen, the championship is crazy. By the way, just want to give you the stats of the game: 38% possession for Hull, 62 for Millwall, 6 shots for Hull, 15, 2 on target, 1 for Hull, 5 corners to none for Hull. The XG, which is both 0.5. Jesus Christ, what a fucking horrible game! Oh my God.
Oh, you've mentioned XG. Oh dear.
I know. I'm going to slip my own forearm. Italy still home tomorrow. Good man. Travel back. All right, dude. I'm glad you came in. I think there was a game on. It was kind of.
I think you would have died of boredom on your own. I think.
I don't know what I would have done. That was horrible. It was horrible. I love John. All right, what do you got going on in the next couple of days? You're gonna do some paint stuff?
Depending on the weather, I need to do some gardening work and some paint work, and then check with my financial advisor, the other half, how much money I can spend on projects in the new house. So grown-up stuff. Days of being, a youthful idiot have long gone, sadly. So, and I've got no football to go to over the weekend either. So, yeah.
No one can go to Aston Villa game. Up to Villa.
Don't talk to me about them because they got to the final. I didn't watch the game. I saw they went 1-0 up early. I went, oh God, and then checked it. I went and checked it a bit later. I went 4-0 Forest. You just can't be trusted for anything.
Anything, yeah. Because did you see what's his name? Scar.
Yeah, Gibbs White.
Did you see the still? It was open. Open.
It's going to leave a mark, that isn't it?
That is. I mean, also too. By the way, so I don't know if anyone knows this. This is kind of getting off topic. Like, producer Ann got bit in the face by our dog, and like she had plastic surgery on her face. You can never tell that she got bit. Her mouth was like in 4 sides, like 4 sides. I know that's his forehead there, but he's like, they couldn't do better to try to not get a scar on his face.
I'm sure he'll have some work done over the summer, when let's be honest. He's not short of a bob or two either. Let's be
sure, but like he looks like he's in a horror film, and God bless him. Also, he wanted to play. I think he's a talented player. But Jesus, yeah. By the way, here you go. Sorry.
Yeah.
Up the Villa.
I've been to their stadium twice. Thankfully, it was in the away end, and I've not seen us lose on both occasions. So.
This producer and the Predator. No, I'm telling you, like split. I'm not even joking. And I remember it vividly at like 2 o'clock in the morning. There was a plastic surgeon at Cedar Sinai over her like this, fixing her face with plastic surgery. And I was on the floor and I was like, her fucking life is ruined. And you cannot tell that she ever had anything done. She had that scar or she got bit. And I'm looking at that guy, at Morgan Gibbs White, and I'm like, bro, you look,
It looked like Dave in the back just stitched him up, doesn't it, basically?
Yeah, like, who's out there? Yeah. Chick stick scars. That's more than a scar. That is,
It's the sort of scar on the face only a mother loves.
Who's the guy in is it Gladiator? He's like always a Gladiator. Always had like a scar code. He has the Chelsea. Chelsea.
Yeah.
Right.
The Chelsea smile or whatever they call it.
Yeah, the Chelsea smile. Good on it. But anyways, yeah, we'll probably get to show up maybe the next couple of days. Definitely come on and hang out with us, dude. It's good to have you come in and save us, I guess, today. I don't know what to say.
You'll be really gutted when you don't get up for the Southampton game and it's like a 3-3 barnstormer.
John, I did the last 2 weekends and I'm such a baby. It ruined me for 2 days. It really did. It really did. And especially not, like performing. I couldn't recover.
Yeah, you get up early for nothing. Yeah, it's great. Thanks, lads. Yeah.
It's like, and even my boy BJ, who lives in LA, but he's in Italy now. I didn't hear from him like a day and a half. I was like, oh, he must have got up and watched the game. I'm like, what's this? No. Anyways, well, good to see you, man. We'll text in the chat. We'll get something up, and we'll have a proper one when you get time.
Sounds good.
All right, brother. Thanks for coming in. Smash the like on the video. Subscribe to the Local Pundit. We will be live probably for the next couple of games, not at 4:30 in the morning, but unless someone else wants to do it. But good to have you in. And John, thank you, man. On that bombshell.
Pleasure.
See you all.